Started SU Slam Poetry, and in light of this Reflections title, I figured I'd read a couple pieces by the slam poets that really inspired us to get this going. So this first one is by Taylor Molly, and just a little backstory. He was a teacher for a big chunk of his life, so a lot of what he writes is based on that. And this one's called The Impotence of Proofreading.
Yeah, we'll close the mic.
Okay. The Impotence of Proofreading. Has this ever happened to you? You work very hard on a paper for English class and then get a very low grade, like a D or even a D equals. And all because you are the word's liver-worst spoiler. Proofreading your peppers is a matter of the utmost impotence. This is a problem that affects manly students all over the world. I myself was such a bad speller once upon a term that my English teacher in my sophomore year, Mrs. Myth, said I would never get into a good colleague. And that's all I wanted, just to get into a good colleague. Not just anal community college. Because I wouldn't be happy at anal community college. I needed a place that would offer me intellectual stimulation. I really needed to be challenged menstrually. I know this makes me sound like a stereo, but I really wanted to go into an Ivy legal colleague, so I needed to improvement, or gone would be my dream of going to Harvard, jail, or prison. So I got myself a spell checker, and I figured I was on Sleazy Street. But there are several missed aches that a spell checker can't catch. For instance, if you accidentally leave out a word, your spell checker won't put it in you. And God, for billing purposes only, you should have serial problems with Tory spelling. Your spell check-off might replace a word with one you had absolutely no intention of using. Because what do you want it to douche? It only does what you tell it to douche. You're the one with your hand on the mouth going clit. It just goes to show you how embargo one clit of the mouth can be. Which reminds me of this one time during my junior mint. My teacher read my entire paper on a sale of two titties out loud to all of my ass mates. I'm not joking, I'm totally serial. It was the most humidifying experience of my life, being laughed at like that pubically. So do yourself a flavor and follow these two pieces of advice. 1, there is no prostitute for careful editing of your own work. No prostitute whatsoever. And 3, when it comes to proofreading, the red penis, your friend.
Poetry. Slam poetry, you have to snap.
Alright, so this next one is a little more serious, and I wrote it a couple weeks ago, based on some of the things that happened on campus. So. She told me that the guys at the party she goes to on the weekends offer beads to the girls they plan on roofing later. That anyone with a Mardi Gras necklace has been taken, reserved, like they're lobsters picked out of the tank at Walmart. 3 football players died on Monday after their last home game. They had won 21-0. After the keg was kicked at the party that night, someone passed around a bottle of hand sanitizer. 62% alcohol, boys. This is sure to get the job done. I woke up the other day to see a sign taped to the posting area outside my door. It read, between 3 and 5:30 a.m. today, a female was sexually assaulted while walking to her car on the west end of campus. An active investigation is underway. Man, these stories, they go on, and I'm not here to tell you that they're terrible, that it's fucked up, that people our age are snorting Ritalin and crushed up bath salts just to get high for a few hours, that they're willing to risk blindness and death and leaving friends and families and the things in between behind so that they can escape or fit in or whatever, that it's pathetic that keg stands and Keystones and pregame power hours before Friday night parties kill 2,000 college kids every year. No, all that's obvious. What amazes me more than any of this, though, is our apathy, our coldness, our ability to shrug these things off and still feel like we're made of steel, and that no matter what someone says into a microphone, no matter what signs we see or emergency text we get, that these things will continue. And for anyone out there who knows someone who's gone, and for those of you who don't, Devin Arnold, 22, Colorado State, Justin Anderson, 19, University of South Carolina, Joseph Dado, Penn State, Victoria Hickman, York College, Derek Crowell, Bloomsburg University. They're closer to home than we'd usually like to admit, and maybe some of us are guilty too. do, of trying something new. I mean, that's what college is for, right? Might as well have a good time before we're too old to move on, with a husband or a wife or a little kid we can call our son or daughter. But if you can hear me right now, and you've ever thought about what you want to name your kids someday, or if you ever thought about getting married or buying a house to grow up in, ask yourself, what you do here is worth it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is that case race or extra pill popped really worth throwing everything away? And I hope you say that it isn't, so that we can live the lives Devin and Joseph and Justin and Victoria and Derek and all the others will never have a chance to live. That someday we'll be able to sit our kids or grandkids in our lap, tell them one of those stories about when we were little, when our lives were just beginning, when we were in college, and how somehow through it all we held on and survived. Realize that life is too short already to be filled with nights we can't completely remember. And that we've had the luck, the smarts and the luck to realize that the moments we have during these 4 short years are always worth it. They're always worth it. This one's by a guy named Ainsley Burrows. There's really no story for this one, so I'm going to dive into it. It's called I Want to Have a Baby. I want to have a baby, but not a normal baby. I want to have a designer baby. I want to have a baby by Prada. I want a baby by Coco Chanel, eyes by Versace, hair by Pantene Pro V, Swatch teeth, Windows XP, Intel, Pentium chip, Accelerant processor. Not a smart baby, no. I want a baby with breast implants, a Botox baby with 22-inch rims and a leather interior. Gatorade, blood, Nike, swoosh, Red Bull logo baby I can donate to charity. Not a baby that cares, no. I need a baby that's a trend. I need a baby that comes with a cashback guarantee. I need a baby with a website, with a CD burner, a vintage postmodern digital voice recognition quartz movement heart baby with a retirement plan. I need a baby with 12 different ringtones. I need a baby with call waiting, text messaging, a glossing overpriced, overhyped, made in Indonesia with slave labor baby. I need a baby that's blazing hip-hop and R&B. I need a baby that hangs out with Jay-Z. I need a baby with a black album. I need a baby with a white album. I need a baby with a gray album. I need a baby that's not even a baby at all. I need a baby that I think is a baby because the baby went platinum. I need a Che Guevara baby. I need a baby that believes in revolution. No. I need a baby that believes in nothing. I need a vegetarian, tofu-eating baby. I need a fat-free, low-carb, high-fiber baby. I need a baby with nuclear potential. I need something. I need anything. I need something to keep me distracted. Something to keep me from feeling other people's pain. Something that can keep me thinking this is the best humanity can do. I need a baby so I won't have to deal with reality. Thanks. Alright, this is another one by Taylor Molly. It's probably his most famous piece. It's called What Teachers Make. He says, the problem with teachers is, what's a kid going to learn from someone who decided his best option in life was to become a teacher? He reminds the other dinner guests that it's true what they say about teachers, that those who can do and those who can't teach. I decide to bite my tongue instead of his and resist the temptation to remind the other dinner guests that it's also true what they say about lawyers. Because we're eating after all, and this is polite company. I mean, you're a teacher, Taylor, he says. Be honest. What do you make? And I wish he hadn't done that. Asked me to be honest. Because you see, I have a policy about honesty and ass-kicking. If you ask for it, I have to let you have it. You want to know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor and an A- feel like a slap in the face. How dare you waste my time with anything less than your very best. I make kids sit through 40 minutes of study hall in absolute silence. No, you may not work in groups. No, you may not ask a question. Why won't I let you get a drink of water? Because you're not thirsty, you're bored, that's why. I make parents tremble in fear when I call home around dinner time. I hope I haven't called it a bad time. I just wanted to talk to you about something Billy said today. Billy said, leave the kid alone. I still cry sometimes, don't you? And it was the noblest act of courage I have ever seen. I make parents see their children for who they are and what they can be. You want to know what I make? I make kids wonder. I make them question. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write, and then I make them read. I make them spell definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, over and over and over again until we'll never misspell either one of those words again. I make them show all of their work in math and hide it on their final drafts in English. I make them understand that if you've got this, then you follow this. And if someone ever tries to judge you by what you make, you give them this. Let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. I make a goddamn difference. What about you? one more. Yeah, this is by Mojgani, and it's called "For Those Who Can't Ride an Airplane for the First Time." I'm 28 years old and trying to figure out most days what being a man means. I don't drink, fight, or fuck, but these days I'm trying to find. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start over, guys. I'm 28 years old and trying to figure out most days what being a man means. I don't drink, fight, or fuck, but these days I find myself wanting to do all three. I don't really have a favorite color anymore, but I did when I was a kid. And back then that color was blue, and back then I wanted to be an astronaut, an artist, an architect, a secret agent, a ranger for the World Wildlife Fund, and a hobo. When I was 6 years old, I used to always throw my clothes into my blue and yellow Hot Wheels car, carrying a suitcase, and run away to beneath the dining room table. I've made out with more girls than I wish I'd have, and not nearly as many as I'd like to, and I've been in love 3 times, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. And I spend most days making pictures, or thinking about making pictures, and I'm trying to find God everywhere and figure out this thing he made called a man. On the TV, it tells me that it's bare-knuckle bombing, so I guess if I had a tank or a missile, my penis would be huge, and that's what I want, because that's what being a man means, or at least that's what they keep telling me. My pops, he takes care of us. He puts the garbage out twice a week. He drives 45 minutes to water the flowers. I sit on the bus when a 7-year-old boy sits down next to me and asks me my name. Anise. That's a nice name. Thank you. What's yours? Quentin. Anise, do you want to read Robin Hood with me? So tell me what my fists are writing, Mr. President. My fingers, they open up like gates when I type, and the wind is swinging in the wake, motherfucker. I lift bridges with my poems, and forests grow in my mother's eyes. I'm looking for God, Quentin. Well, this world says fuck you for trying, for this world hates your eyes, Quentin, for they're simple and pure. And this world hates your fingers, Quentin, little like the stems of flowers, for not being able to pick up the things you have left behind, because you are still learning to do so. I don't drink, fight, or fuck, but these days it's only 2 out of those 3 that I don't do, Quentin, and I fall in love 3 times, so I don't want to, but I still do, Quentin, and I want to find God in the morning, in the tired hands of dusk, but instead I drive 60 through residential streets, praying to hit a child so they may stay forever night, and forever red, and forever full of light and crayons and simple outstretched limbs, trying to pick up the way too much, way too fast, forgetting what it means to be a person, in a world where egos are measured with tabloids, where automobiles are like morals, where beliefs are like naps, you leave them behind when someone touches you, and in a place where oil takes precedence over life, I find myself sitting on a bus, when a little boy floats down like fresh water, carrying a book I used to read, and asks me if I want to see what he sees, if only for a little while. Then asks if I want to give him what I see, if only for a little while. And he says to me, he's going to show me the world. And he starts moving his fingers beneath the words, not always noticing what is written, sometimes skipping whole sentences, sometimes skipping whole lines, because his fingers are moving too fast. And I want to tell him, slow down, Quentin. You can see it all if your finger whispers one word at a time. Slow down and hold what you see just a little bit longer. For in a world of fast faces, I'm looking for God everywhere, trying to figure out a little better this thing he called man.